Hey everyone, it's Brano, and today I wanted to talk about designing chain reactions in incremental games. So, I'm making incremental games, and it is all about making numbers go up in interesting ways. And I've been playing a lot more incremental games as of late, and I would say most games do an okay job designing how they make numbers go up. But what I found with playing a bunch of them is that the best designs are typically where you have multiple numbers going up in ways that amplify each other, like a chain reaction. So I am making a game called Your Party Died Again. It's a game about dungeon diving for loot with party members, and each of these party members has their own skill tree and currency that can be spent on buying skills within their own skill tree. And this leads us to a positive feedback loop, which is the more powerful your party members are, the more progress they're going to make through a dungeon. And the more progress they make through a dungeon, the more loot they're going to get. And the more loot you're going to get, the more power you are going to gain. And this is a nice chain reaction. It's very simple. But we can go further by amplifying what power means. Can we create a chain reaction with how we make our party members more powerful? And I wanted to take the ranger of my party member game as an example. So the ranger has an ability that they can unlock called Poison Arrow. Every 10 seconds, your ranger is going to shoot a poisonous arrow at the target with the most HP, and this poison arrow is going to do a damage over time effect. Pretty simple. So, to start off the chain reaction, we have a skill that can boost the damage of the arrow. So, pretty simple so far, just you are able to improve poison arrow. Now, you can also make it so that your regular attacks have a chance to poison the enemy. So all of a sudden, this poison damage is now impacted by two options. But you can also have a chance to shoot multiple arrows at a target. And you got a talent to specifically boost the additional arrows that you shoot at the target. So now there's even more chances of poisoning the target on regular attacks as well as multi-attacks. Now, from there, you can increase the amount of arrows that can be shot when you do a multi-shot. And you can even give yourself a temporary buff. If you consume a health potion, you can give yourself a Diazepam buff, which will temporarily increase your multi-shot chance by 100%. And you can improve this buff by making it further increase your chance of poisoning targets. So, that can be done there. And now, what we've got is a very, very high chance of poisoning a target, and this is going to suffer from diminishing returns because it's just going to be reapplying the poison buff, and you want a damage over time to play out over time. And we're going to fix this by making it so that you can unlock a skill of when you start to reapply poison, you're going to do reapplication damage, which does a proportion of the poison damage immediately. And you can further this by lowering the cooldown of Poison Arrow, which further increases the reapplication damage. In addition, we can incorporate a defensive skill in this. So rangers can get a chance to completely avoid damage taken. And you can buff this like a fair bit, but when you evade, you can unlock a skill that can give you a Diazepam proc, which can further increase your multi-shot damage, which shoots more arrows, which has a chance to poison, which can increase the reapplication damage. And this is how I've made poison on my ranger have a bunch of chain reactions where a lot of things play off each other in interesting ways. So I really think that what makes incremental games fun are these chain reactions of making a number go up. It doesn't have to just be currency. It can be systems integrating with other systems that amplify other systems, which then amplify another system. And I think that if I just had the poison arrow, a poison arrow cooldown reduction, and a poison and arrow damage increase, that, yeah, it's got a little bit of a feedback on each other, but it's pretty boring. So I would say that by layering multiple systems together, you should be able to create a simple change of chance to poison. Increasing your chance to poison by 1% goes from a boring skill into actually quite a interesting skill because of all the chain reactions that come from this one tiny talent. So that's it from me, guys. Have a good one. Bye.